has limited Javid Best. They've completely shut down the passing game of Kevin Riley, and the offense has put up 304 total yards so far. What do you make of this?
Well, Oregon played Boise State in the opener. You have to remember that. I mean, they've had a tough schedule. They played Utah last week, a win against a team that had won 16 games in a row. Purdue was no pushover. I think this is an Oregon offensive line that's coming of age. 5 new starters, and Masoli throwing the ball beautifully in the first half. 14 for 18, no interceptions. Really the only mistake on the mishandled snap, but he has been brilliant. And this Oregon offense is close to unstoppable when he throws the ball that efficiently.
Check out our Pacific Life game summary, and this defense for Cal hasn't come close to stopping Jeremiah Masoli. They haven't figured out the offense so far. Look at the numbers. 14 of 18, 155 yards. His first touchdown throw of the season. It was to Ed Dixon, who came in with 4 catches for 58 yards. He's been catching everything so far in the first half.
7 receptions, 88 yards in the first half. Oregon's done a nice job of finally getting him integrated into this offense. The crowd has been a factor. And Terry, you mentioned, we take a look at the Oregon offensive numbers comparison today as opposed to what they've done in the first 3 games of the season, and pretty dramatic. And you know, you talked, Terry, about Kevin Riley, 30 yards passing in the first half. And I think if you're Cal right here, you know, you're down 22 points, you can't play the scoreboard right now. You've got to put a couple drives together. And I think you have to start throwing the ball with Kevin Riley on first and second down. Take some chances down the field. You've got to do some things to create space for Javid Best. Oregon playing too many defenders up near the line of scrimmage.
Look at what they've averaged this year, almost 49 points per game. They've got 3, but they do get the football to open up the second half. Another good kick, sending Vereen all the way back 9 yards deep. Rob Beard doing the job, the kicking duties for Oregon. So they'll bring it out. 1st and 10 from the 20. Jeff Tedford's club, you know, facing a second half where they need to make a comeback now. Their first 3 games, they blew out Maryland 52-13, Eastern Washington the second game, and then a good win last week on the road at Minnesota. Good fourth quarter to win it 35-21.
Yeah, and that was the one chink in the armor for Cal, is maybe they've played a weaker schedule in the first 3 games. We're going to find out a lot about this team this afternoon and in the upcoming weeks.
Play action, Riley throwing out of the gun. He's got Tucker, his favorite receiver. He makes a move across midfield. Varan Tucker breaks back all the way down inside the 30-yard line. How about that for a first play from scrimmage to open up the second half? A gain of 50, David.
Well, watch Varan Tucker find a little void here along the sideline. He's going to beat Talmadge Jackson off the line of scrimmage. He finds the hole. He gears down. Nice ball from Riley.
Big play guy. They snap it quickly. This one's almost picked off. Javis Lewis had the best chance to bring that one in.
Andy Ludwig, the offensive coordinator for California. I like his play calling. Look at Tucker favoring that left shoulder. But Ludwig's done a nice job being aggressive on early downs here this opening drive of the second half.
Remember, Nyan Boateng, wide receiver, out with a fractured foot, 4 to 6 weeks. Alex Lageman now in for Varan Tucker. Hit as he throws, incomplete. No chance. Had no time, Kevin Riley. And it was Lageman, the intended receiver.
Aliotti, Nick Aliotti dialing up. Watch the blitz come from the strong safety. And then backside, Bear continuing to be disruptive as a defensive tackle. 6'7", 250 pounds. A big part of that win last week against Utah.
3rd and 10, they split the backs. Vereen and Best. Riley hit again. Best didn't have time to get to the football. So the pressure again coming. Will Tukuafu not giving Riley time to allow Best to get out there and get open.
Now, when you play 8 and 9 men in the box, you get the safeties involved on the line of scrimmage. You lock up outside with the corners. You know, you want to throw the football. It looks like they're going to go here on 4th down. but also it allows defenders to get to the quarterback quicker.
You like the decision?
I do. Long field goal try. There's some wind whipping.
Riley throws, Lageman out there. Again, a timing pattern, didn't have time. And Kevin Riley has to be picked up from the turf. So they go for it on 4th and 10. And again, the Oregon defense, which has been terrific today, coming up with a big play.
Well, and you know, this would have been a 47, 48-yard try. D'Amato missed his last field goal attempt, and the wind is swirling a bit.
But he hit a 47-yarder earlier in the game. It was at the other end.
And the wind was not favoring him in that direction, and that was the direction that he missed the kick in the second quarter.
So Cal can't capitalize on that big play from scrimmage to open up the second. Michael James gets the call. He's dumped right away. Derek Hill, the junior from Oakland, on the hit.
James just a couple yards from cracking the century mark in the first half, 98 yards on the ground, and really showed us why he's slated for stardom in the future of Virginia.
Lost a yard on that carry. Masoli throws on the run, got another one. Jeff nailed the catch, another first down. I mean, Jeremiah Masoli. How do you defend this guy when he's on? Because he can kill you with his legs.
Well, and they're doing a nice job of changing up his launch points. When things are going well, you can have, go ahead and freeze it right there. Look at 2 receivers in the same area. And that is not by design. That's a mistake on a route either by Mail or Dixon, and they still hit a ball on the sideline.
It's that kind of day. Sometimes it all goes right. 5th catch for Mail. They'll get it to Michael James. Gain of maybe 4. Mike Muhammad in on the hit.
You get the feel with Masoli, even with the wind whipping around sideline to sideline down in the field, he's got the type of arm where his ball cuts through the wind, and he is throwing the ball on spots here this afternoon.
Again, carries people to midfield. And normally, it has been the Oregon defense which has spent so much time on the field through the first 3 games. Now Chip Kelly's offense has been out there, and Cal may be getting worn down throughout the game.
So much talk about Job and Best during the week. Heisman Trophy candidate, 5 touchdowns last week. People saying, how do you slow him down? A good way to slow him down is picking up first downs, and keeping that Cal offense off the field.
The other side, James over 100 yards. He's got 104 yards rushing in the game. Ramone Alston has a big hole. Alston inside Cal territory down to the 34-yard line, a gain of 15. So the backs keep coming at you, and it was Barner who was the backup, but Alston getting a lot of time here.
Crenshaw, the number 3 back, the senior, not sure whether he had flu or whether he was a little bit down about not figuring into the playing scheme with James and Barner ahead of him, but we had heard that Alston might get some carries, and he made the most of it on that last carry.
Go quickly. Masoli almost lost it, but held on. A collective groan from this capacity crowd.
Chip Kelly has been on edge when it comes to ball handling. The snap from center, Masoli. This is zone read, and he's trying to pull the ball out on the keep. And the Ducks so fortunate to get that football back.
You got young tailbacks there, and Masoli's making a decision on the fly. So Alston's not sure whether he's going to get it or not. He does this time. Carries it to the 32.
That's a great point, Terry. You know, when you get an offensive player in the huddle, a guy like Alston steps in, and now all of a sudden the angles change a little bit. He's got his nerves going. He might not give you the same feel on the read when you're trying to pull the ball out of his belly. Those are all things that play into coaches' decisions on how they substitute. Are they going to put a young player in the game?
Because it's Masoli reading and deciding at that point, right?
Absolutely. He's looking at that end man on the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 9. They bring pressure, set up the screen. Good play call to beat it. Dixon, the dive, lost the football. Looked like Cal may have gotten there. But he was down first. He gets the first down, so they get another break.
Well, it was a tremendous catch by Dixon. Dixon goes up. And the ball comes out as he hits the ground. We had the similar play last week at Washington. The ground cannot cause a fumble. It's a matter, though, of how high, where his arm hit the ground there.
Yeah, they're going to take another look at this. There's no question.
Now, last week, Stanley Havili had a big fumble in that upset loss. The fullback for USC up at Seattle, same situation.
This will be a big look upstairs when we come back. If anything other than the hand or foot hits the ground, he's down. Now take a look at Dixon.
Yeah, the key is where on his arm does he touch the turf first, and they ruled it was his forearm and his elbow. Last week we talked about the big fumble by Stanley Havili, the USC fullback in scoring position against Washington. Havili's hand touched the turf first, and that is why it was ruled a fumble up in Seattle.
Masoli hands it off. LaMichael James spinning inside the 20. Brett Johnson on the stop, but it has been one of those days, David, where things are going the way of the Ducks.
California has been on the field for a lot of snaps defensively. Chip Kelly, the architect of this offense the last 2 years as an offensive coordinator. He loves to see his offense hitting on all cylinders.
Contact. See if there was movement to draw it. Derek Hill came across. This is an offense that is last in the Pac-10 in total offense.
Offside on the defense by contact. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
And it was not drawn off, so the penalty going against Hill and Cal. So it's second down and short. Maybe a long yard, that's it. Big day already for LaMichael James. Solely running the option. He's going to keep it this time. Lost the football and his helmet, but his tailback got it. James comes up with it just inside the 10. And again, the bounces are right for Oregon.
Well, Masoli shows us on the run that he's fearless and he's careless. I mean, he's both there because, Jeremiah Masoli has a 25-3 lead here. And the one thing he has to be thinking is just be secure with the football.
That may have gone forward, too. I'm not sure that was behind it. James cuts backwards right into the arms of Tyson Alualu. And that can't be a good feeling.
Alualu is one of the rare bright spots on this California defense this afternoon, and he is a lot of trouble for an offensive tackle to handle, and he is equally effective against the run and the pass.
That ball that went forward on that looked like a pitch. They ruled it a fumble, and that's why it's not a penalty. Throws out in the flat, gets who? Ed Dixon. Another touchdown for the big tight end. What a day he's had. His 9th catch, his 2nd TD.
Where have you been, Mr. Dixon? 5 catches in 3 games. And he is putting himself together a highlight reel in this game alone.
Man, over 100 yards receiving. A couple of touchdowns. It's 31-3. Flint on for the extra point. They do it the conventional way again. Can you believe what you're seeing here in Eugene? Not sure I can. Man, what a day it has been for the Ducks fans here. Not sure they even expected much of this. 32-3 over Cal. Remember, they got the fumble on the opening kick. Oregon's defense stopped Cal, forced the field goal, 3 points on the board. That has been it for Kevin Riley. Job at best in the offense. Shane Vereen, 2 yards deep, almost brought it back, and Jeremy Ross said, nah, take a knee.
ESPN's College Football on ABC, brought to you by.
They're alive with the sound of Autzen. It's been loud throughout the afternoon. 1st and 10 from the 20. Riley looking for someone, flags down on the play. Throws late. It's got Marvin Jones, but we'll see what the marker's about.
Offside on the defense, number 11. That penalty will be refused. 1st down.
All right, so something positive for Jeff Tedford's offense, David.
I like the play action here, and I think they have to start using play action off of fakes to job at best. Get Riley outside. 8 men up on the line of scrimmage. The defenders are getting to Riley before he can get the ball out from the pocket.
Cal's won 3 in a row in this series after 7 straight by Oregon. Set up the screen to Best. Can he get room? Big gain cross midfield. So they go to Best in the air. That's a gain of 17.
That's a great play call by Andy Ludwig, along with Jeff Tedford, working together. The aggressiveness of this Oregon defense is going to keep coming. 29-point lead.
First time they've been able to get it to job at Best in the air. Riley flushed out, throws way high. Had Tucker out there.
Wow, he really did. He had Vereen Tucker just sitting down, comfortable, down inside the 40-yard line of Oregon, and all Riley has to do is lay it out there into the flat area, and Tucker's free to run down the sideline.
We saw Kevin Riley in that opener against Maryland. He was very good. And obviously, Nate Longshore's no longer around. It is his team to run, but hadn't had his rhythm today. Steps up, throws deep, far sideline, got a man, can't get there. Jeremy Ross had a step, and Riley just missed him.
Now, Riley has 6 points here, and you don't want to overthrow this ball. This is a double move with a big arm fake outside. As Willie Glasper biting, and Riley misses a golden opportunity. That's a touchdown.
He had him. That was Ross had a step, so it's 3rd and 10. They're into it. One of 9 on 3rd down, and Riley can't get the play called. He's got to burn a timeout. And that will make it even louder when we get back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and 10 and after the timeout. Take a look at our city inside view right now, David.
Well, the Ducks have just been daring Kevin Riley to throw the football all afternoon. Safeties creeping up near the line of scrimmage. Hemming job at best in. Closing down angles. Gap responsibilities have been there defensively for Chip Kelly. And then they have harassed Kevin Riley all afternoon in the pocket. They've been able to get pressure, and that's the one good thing, Terry, about an 8, sometimes a 9-man defensive front. Even though you're taking risks on the outside, if you can get to the quarterback before he gets outside to his wide receivers, it doesn't really matter whether you're playing man-to-man.
They haven't given up the big play either. In trying to shut down job at best, they were really worried about then Kevin Riley going long on him, and it hasn't happened. They go after him. He throws near side. Tucker never saw the football. Couldn't catch it anyway, but Vereen Tucker never saw it.
Well, the ball was thrown out of bounds. If you're going to take a crack 3rd and 10, you're trailing 32-3, you have to keep the ball in bounds. And Jeff Tedford, the wind might have played into that a little bit, but that was a bad ball from Riley, and he's hearing about it from Coach Tedford. Pretty low percentage throw, too, Terry, for 3rd and 10, and a must-have drive out near midfield.
Anger on for the punt. Kenyon Barner back at his own 10. This is a good one. Really good. Inside the 5, and it'll back up the Ducks offense there. 7:52 in the third. 44-yard punt from Anger. Monday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines. All part of Tailgate Week, presented by Kingsford Charcoal. What are you liking that one?
I love Penn State in that game, and I was just wondering, is that going to be another one of those whiteouts?
It is, as a matter of fact. I always had their number lately, though. First down, inside the 5 for the Oregon offense. LaMichael, little room. Maybe the defense got to come up with a big play here for Cal, because the offense hasn't been able to at all.
Well, if Oregon continues to play like they played this afternoon, in the paper tomorrow, you're not going to hear much about this offensive line, but 4 new starters, 5 guys playing new positions. This offensive line has been dominant so far in this game.
James bounces out and close to a first down. He may have it, should have it, as a matter of fact. Marcus Ezef tripped him up. How about the offensive line, though, with 4 new starters back?
Yeah, I mean, the only experience really up front, Jordan Holmes and C.E. Kaiser coming in, and you look at the career starts, and this was a reason. You lose 6 seniors off of last year's team up front offensively. I think that's a big reason for what we saw against Boise State in the opener, Terry, and the development of this offensive line under Mark Helfrich, the offensive coordinator, and of course Chip Kelly has been dramatic in 3 weeks.
And it is Kelly who calls the plays offensively, and that is a first down.
I really like the play calling from Oregon. You know, it's been aggressive. The mix has been great. The balance has been tremendous, as you see right there, running pass.
They'll be the ones worn out. They've been on the field the entire game. Somehow that doesn't wear out in offense.
Well,
you ever wonder about that?
Well, you know, we talked about the lack of time of possession for this offense in the first 3 games of the season. The fact that the last 2 years, an Oregon offense averaging just over 40 points a game. And in the last 2 years, the defense has spent a lot of time on the field. And you wonder, how does that happen? But you talk to the coaching staff, and they tell us, hey, we would either go down the field quickly and score, or we'd punt the ball away.
In fact, the numbers are misleading defensively for them. They're better than they look at first glance, because they're on the field so much. Flags all over the place as there is contact on the line.
Dead ball.
Center has to take some abuse from time to time.
5-yard penalty.
With his efforts to be disciplined, and nice job by Jordan Holmes drawing the 5-yarder.
Aaron Tipoti, redshirt freshman from Honolulu, came across. Second down, the give to Alston, who is met right away and just dropped. Trevor Guyton looked like he knew the play beforehand.
Yeah, this is not a lot of fun when you take the handoff and 92 squares you up. That is the crown of the helmet to the breastplate, and that is not a lot of fun about the time you hit the turf.
Now, throughout the game, we've seen Oregon come to the line of scrimmage, mix it up, but many times go quickly. Right now, they're not, using as much time as they can in between each play. Third down, quick throw to the far sideline. They've got another first down. Boy, Masoli has just been right on target all day. DJ Davis the catch.
Now watch the arm fake by Masoli inside to the inside receiver on the slot. You don't see it there from that angle, but trust me, it was a big arm fake, and he was able to reload and get the ball outside to Drew Davis. Watch right here. And the secondary follows the eyes and the arm fake.
Go straight ahead with Warner. Pretty good gain on first down. Yeah, His name is Drew. This year he wants to go by DJ Davis. So either one works.
We were talking to Mark Helfrich. He said, I don't know, I think DJ is his media name.
Right.
But, you know, he goes by Drew in practice during the week.
Davis getting a start this week along with Jeff Mayo.
We're going to come up with one of those names for you, Terry, before the end of the season.
Yeah, why don't you work on that? I'll go with it. Varner in at tailback. 2nd and 5. He gets the call. He bounces out. He's got a first down. Well, they're just making it look easy against this Cal defense. And remember, this is a veteran Cal defense, which has been very good so far to this point, up until this game.
There's so much talk about LeGarrette Blount and the loss of LeGarrette Blount. You know, he was not in very good shape in the offseason. And, you know, when you talk to people that are close to the program, the upside for Barner and James right now is indicating that maybe Oregon has the 2 best backs on the field, you know, when it's all shaken out.
Barner, tough running. Gain of maybe 1. That's it. We saw LeGarrette in the coach's office yesterday, meeting with Chip Kelly, practices some, so he's still, as you probably know, with the program under scholarship.
Well, and he's a young kid, and he deserves the opportunity to continue to practice, to, you know, to turn things in the right direction. We visited with him yesterday, and he certainly was very personable, but, you know, he was not doing the things during the off season that you need to do to be successful. And, you know, 2 tailbacks that are left on this roster, there'll be anything asked of them, and they are sure performing on game day.
3 with Alston, too. Here comes Barner. It's his turn. They just hand it off to number 24, hand it to number 21. They take the turns, and they'll move the chains again. Gain of 13. The Cal defense, Bob Gregory trying to get some other guys in right now.
We watched James grow up in the second half against Purdue. What a game, 152 yards a week ago, and now Barner, you see him starting to mature and starting to see things, and he's starting to exploit those seams in the Cal defensive front.
Barner in again. Masoli's going to keep it right back. Well, he's going to lose maybe a couple of yards. And you know, if you're Cal and you've got USC coming in next week, you're number 6. I mean, this will not. If this doesn't turn around, be easy to come back from.
Well, I have news for the Pac-10 and the rest of the country. USC is not going away. If there's one thing they've proved over the last 7 years.
Masoli throws on the runs, got another man. Take your pick. Spreading it around, but this one is caught by Ed Dickson again.
Dixon's over 100 yards, and he's having a double-digit day catching the football. I can't say enough about this offensive line. And can you imagine if this offensive line just develops into one of the top lines in the Pac-10? I don't know where you start when you decide to slow this offense down.
Hard to believe this is the offense that played against Boise State in the opener. Under pressure, Masoli throws, got his man, Dixon's gone. See ya! Touchdown! Wow! Are you kidding me?
Chip Kelly's like the guy behind the curtain in The Wizard of Oz, and watch the defensive lineman bite on the pass fake. Masoli's going to draw them to him, and a great catch by Dickson reaching back. That was not a very good throw. You get a look at his athleticism. He has been tremendous.
Remember where this drive started. Inside their own 5-yard line. They've done it with the quick strike. They've now done it with the long drive. 96 yards. Dickson has 11 receptions. He's got 3 touchdowns on the day.
Every call that Chip Kelly is making from the sideline is coming up 7s for Oregon. And boy, is it a lot of fun as a play caller. A lot of fun for a quarterback when things are clicking the way they are for Oregon. Dickson starting to show that he can live up to some of those off-season accolades. Yeah, he was drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit on all the press he was getting during the off-season. did not have a great fall camp, had a very below average first 3 games, Terry. And now we're getting a glimpse at just what he can do at the tight end position. Jeremiah Masoli talking to Coach Helfrich upstairs and saying, how do we keep it coming?
I think that's a pretty good percentage, 24.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty solid.
And again, defensively, they've held Cal to 3 points, a team that's averaging about 48 a game.
A shock to the system is the best way to describe it for Cal. Over 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and you're down 39-3. Wow.
Rob Beard's been putting them to the back of the end zone every time. Shane Vereen and Jeremy Ross haven't had much of a chance at all to bring one back. And they get the towel off the field. That wasn't a job at best sprint.
No, not best like explosiveness.
All right, now we're ready. And Beard, guess what? Putting this one back out of the end zone too. All right, let's check in with Matt Winer back in the studio. Matt? Back here in Eugene, those guys like it. Check their IQ after the game. You ever do that, David?
No.
Nah, you're lying. I know you're lying. I know you too well after 3 years of working. 1st and 10, they're going to lose one. Maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Best had 55 yards on the ground at half. That's what he still has.
Yeah, but this isn't about job at best.
David, a reminder, the entire world blacked out. Everyone saw a vision of their own on Thursday, ABC. 2nd and 10 coming up. Set up a screen for Best. Forget about it. Read perfectly. Josh Kadu, whose dad was the heavyweight champ of Uganda. The sophomore.
Terry, as I said, this is not about job at best. And we talked about at the top of the show, Kevin Riley and the passing prowess of this offense is going to dictate for these next 3 weeks, including this afternoon, what type of success this offense can have. You got to give job at best some help in the pass game, and it has not come this afternoon.
A lot of time for Riley. Dumps it over the middle, Vereen, but nothing doing. Short gain out to the 23. That's it. Oh, how frustrating is that jog off the field right now for Kevin Riley. Nothing going on offensively. So Barner back at his own 34, awaiting the punt of Ryan Anger. Good one, a little bit under pressure. And it'll be out of bounds at the 44. Just a 33-yard punt from one of the Pac-10's best. Well, when the day began, not many expected to see this. We had number 6 Cal on the road, 3-0. Oregon, which had struggled, lost that opener to Boise State, struggled offensively in the last 2, had nothing going on against Utah really last week. The defense won it. Different story today. 460 yards on offense. quick throw, Mail with a blocker. And out across midfield.
Pretty evident at this point. You know, we're still in the third quarter, a second left, but pretty apparent that Chip Kelly's not going to take his foot off the accelerator.
So that will do it. We head to the fourth. Listen to the crowd at Autzen Stadium. It has been a very good day to be a Duck and to be Ed Dickson.